Yo, welcome back, y'all. It's your boy Jay. Welcome back to the House of Animation, where we have discussion and reviews on your favorite anime and cartoons. And today, y'all, we got a bang of a video. We gonna discuss why Sheen from Jimmy Neutron really wanted to be smarter than Jimmy, like the actual reason. But before we get to that, let's drop the intro. In the 8th episode of season 2 of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, we see Sheen, Jimmy, and all sitting in Mrs. Fowler's class about to take a test. After they take the test, Sheen goes like, damn, that test was mad easy. Now, pause. If y'all have never seen Jimmy Neutron or don't remember the show, let me tell you something. That boy Sheen is dumb as hell. Anyway, so Jimmy's looking at Sheen like, wait, hold up a second. That was typed hard. How are you saying it was easy? Come to find out that Sheen thought his quadruple F was actually a good grade. Come on, bro. They then find out that if Sheen doesn't pass this next test, he's in jeopardy of being held back. So Carl and Jimmy, being his mans, is like, nah, we can't let that happen. So they take it upon themselves to actually try to tutor Sheen. And bruh, trying to teach a stupid person how to actually be smart is like teaching Ben Simmons how to shoot. Damn near impossible. So with all that tutoring being just basically a waste of time, Sheen actually comes up with a really good idea. He knows his best friend is a boy genius and has this invention called the brain drain. So he's like, yo bro, why don't you just reverse engineer that and make me smart? Problem solved. Everybody happy. I don't stay back. We good. See, my boy Jimmy was kind of on the fence about this because the last time he used the brain drain 8000, it was actually just to turn him to a regular kid. But unfortunately, it malfunctioned and turned him to have the IQ of a drool monkey. So he's kind of skeptical. He's like, yo bro, I don't know if this is gonna work the way you think it's gonna work. But you know what happens, man. When it's your boys, all caution goes out the window. So they proceed. They think nothing of it. The next day, they go, they take the test, flying colors. Everything's great. But then they notice the change. Nah, fam. I'm gonna keep it a stack. If I was getting F's my whole life, and then one day I magically woke up and shit clicked and I got an A, I'm talking about 100% passing flying colors. Oh yeah, you best believe I'm stunting on everybody. I'm sorry. Yeah, my head's gonna get big as hell, big ego. So Jimmy and Carl kind of noticed Sheen acting a little strange, even to the point that Sheen actually tricks their teacher, Mrs. Fowler, into letting him play hooky. Now fam, if I'm not a genius, right, you think the first place I'm going to is a goddamn candy bar? Bro, I'm going to the bank. I'm sorry, I said it, I'm going to the bank. I'm gonna get rich. If I can fool my 3rd grade teacher and yesterday I was a dum-dum, imagine what I could do at the bank. I'm just saying. At the candy bar, there was a little game where if you guessed the correct amount of jelly beans in the jar, you would get a free sundae. Now, Sheen being the super genius that he is now, he guesses the correct amount. And then the hating old managers is like, nah, you cheated. Somehow, I don't know you cheated, but I'm not giving you the free sundae. And now that I'm thinking about this, it's low-key the manager's fault for everything that falls in this episode. And what do you think a kid who just got a super brain would do? Of course he's gonna want to take over the town. Now, by this point, Sheen has a massive head, and he also has some weird psychic powers. How? Cartoons. And he actually bribes his love interest, Libby, with jewels and money and lavish gifts to be his queen. Yeah, Libby was definitely giving city girl vibes. Now, Jimmy and Carl are like, damn, we kind of jacked up with this one. And I knew it was a bad idea, but I still did it. So they're going through all these various methods just to figure out a way to dupe Sheen into putting the brain drain back on so they can revert the process. They even try to disguise the brain drain as a crown and present it to ruler Sheen, but Sheen's not going for that. Again, he's a super genius, bro. He sees this coming a mile away. Come on, bro, a mile away. Bro, this is actually one of the most hilarious parts in this episode. They even go as far as to dress up as Ultra Lord. Yes, I said that correctly. Ultra Lord is Sheen's favorite superhero name. Now, at first, I ain't gonna hold you, Sheen's going for this shit. And I don't blame him, because bro, if I see my favorite superhero out here just talking to me mad casually, like if Batman just came out of the sky and swooped in and was like, yo, Jay, shit, I would think it's the real Batman. Am I jacking it? Jimmy and Carl like, yo, we about to get this guy. It's about to be great. And then she thinks to themselves like, wait, why would Ultra Lord want me to put on this helmet? Like, why would he be so pressed for me to put this helmet on? He finally figures out what's going on. And this is when the episode turns really dark and gets really crazy. Now, mind you, Jimmy and Carl go through great lengths to get Sheen back to normal because they actually figure out, well, Jimmy not, that if Sheen's head keeps growing at an exponential rate and it's gonna keep on growing till that thing just pops. And at this point, not only is Sheen a super genius, not only does he have psychic powers, this man can also randomly just summon lightning bolts out of thin air like he's Zeus or whatever. And this is when Sheen gets tight and starts teeing up. And when I say he starts to fry their ass, bro, shish kebab, toasty, all of it, all in one. And it's crazy because just the day before, Sheen and Carl was his best friend. Thinking they're dead, Sheen finally finds the error in his ways and is super remorseful and is like, damn, I really jacked up. I just killed my best friends, and for what? For nothing. But with that being said, you know it's cartoons, so Jimmy and Carl aren't actually really dead. They miraculously survive getting hit with a lightning bolt, which is illogical, and they regain consciousness. And as they regain consciousness, Sheen actually reverts himself back to regular size with the brain drain, and his friends forgive him. Now, hold on. Pause. If Reg thought Sasuke should be in jail, how y'all feel about YNW Sheen over here? Lock that boy up and throw away the key. He's right here, officer. He's right here. Like, bro, I'm sorry. If you my best friend, brother, whatever, etc., and you hit me with a lightning bolt, now we have to run the fade. I'm sorry. There's no talk, there's no discussion, there's no discourse. We just have to throw hands. And obviously, with it being cartoons, Jimmy, Sheen, and Carl make up and become best friends again. The very next day, we see Jimmy and Carl invite Sheen over to watch a movie, and Sheen actually dubs it, saying he has a very important task to handle. And in the last panel of this episode, and in my opinion, I think this is the most funniest part of this episode, we see the real reason why Sheen skipped out on Jimmy and Carl. He actually got a job when he was a super genius to teach at a college university. And on the board, we see this man spelt his name all types of wrong. It was crazy. It's like, how, bruh? You've had this name for your whole life, but that's neither here nor there. Now, with the juicy details of the episode out the way, we can finally get into the real reason why we here at House of Animation think Sheen really didn't want to go back to his regular self. Obviously, it's pretty apparent. If I were to one day wake up from being a dum-dum to the most smartest person in my town or potentially the world, you think I'm really gonna give that up? This is a little bit deeper than that. Like, this is Sheen we're talking about. This is someone their whole life has been looked as the dumbest person in the room, and their best friend is the most smartest person in the room. I'm sorry to say it, but I think there was a bit of jealousy, and not to say that it was apparent jealousy. It could have been a deep-rooted issue, and honestly, this jealousy could have subconsciously manifested itself just by being around his best friend all the time. And it's really not easy being the Luigi to the Mario. So when you finally get your card called and you get your 15 seconds of fame, you don't ever want those 15 seconds to ever end. And that's why I truly think happened here. I think the real reason why that Sheen didn't want to give back his powers is because he was on top of the world. He never experienced something like this. And yes, being in the passenger seat to all of Jimmy Neutron's adventures is different from being in the driver's seat and being able to create all these adventures. And honestly, do I blame Sheen for not wanting to give it back? No. Would I probably have done the same thing without the frying of my best friends? Yeah. But truthfully, the greatest thing about this episode is not only that it's memorable for all the memes it created, Big Head Sheen, and memories of my childhood, it gave one of my favorite characters on the show depth. Because usually, like I said, we got to see Sheen as the idiot, but now we got to see him actually formulate thoughts, being able to see things from miles away, not getting duped. It really brought a lot of light to Sheen. And honestly, it's one of my most memorable episodes of Jimmy Neutron. And that shit just goes to show you how much negative emotions could really affect you and the people that are around you. As we see in this episode, our theory on jealousy and envy almost caused Sheen to kill his best friends. His attempt to be power hungry and finally getting something that he's never had before almost caused him to pretty much hold his love interest Libby as a hostage until she wasn't having that and walked away as a strong black queen should. And honestly, this episode perfectly captures what Dumbledore was saying in Harry Potter. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to your enemies, but even a greater deal to stand up to your friends. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. If you like the content we're putting out and want to see more future content, to hit that subscribe button and show this channel some support. We definitely appreciate it. Also, leave a like, that really helps the channel grow, and leave a comment down below whether you agree with us or you disagree. Also, leave a comment down below on what upcoming videos you guys would like to see from the House of Animation. And with that, you already know what it is, baby. Got a blast.